Welcome to Julie Whitney Scott Presents Let's Talk Theater, a Mind for God production sponsored event, heard only on WGRN LP 94.1, the Green Renaissance Station. Let's talk theater. So here we are again on Let's Talk Theater. And this time, I'm going into a whole nother place. I'm going to a place that's called family time. What is it like to be a family in the theater? How is it for the parents? Is it possible for guys to have the same goals and still be friends? Oh, we're going to get into that kind of thing today on Let's Talk Theater, because I have I believe to be some of the most talented young actors right here in Central Ohio. And they are Jillian and Clair Christie. And guess what? I was able to get their mother to even come on the show and talk too. So without any further ado, I want to start with, now Mom, don't take this the wrong way, the elder of the group, and have her introduce herself and her wonderful daughters. Erin, first off, thank you so much for agreeing to be with us and sharing your lovely daughters with us.
Oh, thank you for having us. Well, we love you and everything you do for the theater world, too. We're honored to be here. This is Clair Christie, and she is 12 years old.
Hello.
And this is Jillian Christie.
Hi.
And she turns 15 on Friday.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wait a minute. You're going to be 15?
Yes. I keep forgetting.
Wow. Oh my goodness. I remember when both of you were little Annie orphans.
Oh, yeah.
That's when I met you girls, when you were that. Let's start off first with, why don't you, Jillian, first talk to us, and since you're 15, tell us about what age were you when you first wanted and decided you wanted to be an actress, and a little bit about some of the shows you've been on and what you've done up to now.
Well, the first year I really knew what I wanted to do was in 4th grade. I believe it originated from, there was always this 4th grade musical that my elementary school would do. It was mostly a compilation of musical numbers that you'd stand on the risers and sing. And then you do certain scenes that the director wrote, and the director was our music teacher. And I realized how much fun I had doing it. And I think the music teachers did too, because they saw an opportunity at Orange High School for me to be one of the kid actors in Les Mis. And my singing teachers gave me the information, and I went to go audition, and I had so much fun doing that and I kept on coming back. I came back to Orange High School to do Mary Poppins. I was one of Mrs. Corey's daughters, and I got to do the supercalifragilisticexpialidocious dance. That was really fun. And I think Annie was really one of my first shows. It was my 5th. I believe it was my 5th show. And that one really stuck with me. I had so much fun with that. And it was also one of the first times I was surrounded by a lot of older actors that were more experienced, and I feel like I really learned from the rest of the cast.
Yes, that was with State of the Arts Productions, and the director at that time was James Blackman, who directed that. Yeah. So, and since that time, you've done several musicals, correct? And have had lead roles.
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of stuff at Catco and CCT. Right before the pandemic.
That is, hold on, for the people that don't know out there, CCT is the Columbus Children's Theater.
Yes.
Okay, that's all. Keep going.
All right. Well, right before the quarantine happened, I was doing a musical called Press Start, and I was playing Princess Pomegranate. That was so fun. Princess Pomegranate is supposed to be Princess Peach's cousin from Mario Brothers, and it was a show about video game characters doing a musical fundraiser. We were supposed to have 2 weekends of performances, but right before the second weekend, quarantine happened. I was pretty sad about that.
Yeah, well, I was pretty glad that I got to see it with two of my grandsons. That one weekend, I was glad that I got to see it, but I was heartbroken that other people weren't going to get to see it, because you guys really did a wonderful job with that.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Are you doing anything now in your schools?
Yeah, I did the winter show for my high school, and I actually had an audition today for the winter show, yesterday and today. It's gonna be really fun if I get cast, of course. The seniors basically are directing all the different shows. It's a bunch of different shorter one acts that seniors either pick out or write themselves, and then there's a musical number in the middle.
Well, good luck with that. Claire, one of my favorite young actresses, who I also first saw in Annie with State of the Arts Productions when she was one of the little orphan girls. How old were you at that time, Claire?
I think I was 9.
Were you not 9 years old? Wow. Talk to us about that experience. Was that your first? How did you feel about being in Annie, one of the most popular musicals out there?
It was really fun because it was like the first time that I did a non-school production, and the cast felt like a family, and I actually had lines, so that was fun.
So you said you enjoyed that. Talk to me, Claire, about how is it something that you think you'll continue to do, or is it something that you're just doing now? How do you feel about theater and acting?
Although I really enjoy it, I don't want to pursue it as a career, because ever since I was like 5, I've wanted to be a marine biologist, and that dream job's just stuck with me.
You know, I am so happy to hear you say that, because one of the things that theater does is it helps you even if you never want to act again, the things that you have learned from being in theater are always going to be with you. It's going to give you the opportunities to be with other people, to be comfortable around other people, to do that. What made you want to be a Marine? That right there alone is something that I find really fascinating. How do you think, how is being in theater going to help you, and why are you doing it?
Well, I do theater because I really enjoy it, and I think it'll help with marine biology because it's really helped with public speaking, and I used to be very awkward, and now I'm only slightly awkward, so.
That is too cute. I just love you, Claire. You have few words, but they are very, very important what you say, because that is the key. You may always have a little bit of awkwardness about you. But guess what? That's okay, because I'm awkward sometimes too, you know? But the key is that you're able to feel comfortable about yourself. Do you feel comfortable when you're on the stage with people that are older than you are, that especially like if you're playing, because you play sometimes a lot with your sister, do you feel intimidated by the older actors, you being younger?
Not really. Everyone helps each other out and is nice to each other most of the time. And I've never had an experience of people being mean to me, so.
Do you think that theater, like I think it is a way for people to come together and have like a fellowship? It seems like a little family when you're doing it, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's full of inside jokes about the show, and you can relate to them because you're with them like 4 hours a day.
So are you doing anything now?
Well, I just auditioned for a Christmas musical at Columbus Children's Theater called Twas the Night Before Christmas. And one of the people that works there wrote it. And I got in as one of the elves, so I'm excited for rehearsals.
Oh, I'm excited for you. That's great. Now let me ask you this. Is that going to be virtual?
Well,
or have they decided yet?
Well, there's going to be some people you won't ever get to film with, and there's a lot of green screening and stuff. Mm-hmm. But you get to be with some people, which is great because I miss being with people.
Yeah, me too. That is great that she wants to do science. Women in science.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah.
STEM. Jillian, on the other hand, she wants to do the theater for.
It's in her blood.
I'm crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
you're crazy to change the world.
You ready to change? Hey, both of you can change the world. Theater has changed the world a lot by social consciousness of things and changing that. And of course, we can never have enough female scientists.
Yeah, thank you for saying that. Exactly.
I mean, because we are very much underrepresented. Females are. So I am just in awe, and I pray that you continue, Claire, to always want to be that and do that and work toward that. Erin, first, I just want to commend you on being able to keep up with your children, number one, and all of the things that they have done, because they have since, well, you can tell us how many years, but I know it's been a few, okay, that I have seen them be very actively involved in the theater. Talk to us about the importance, because obviously you feel it's important, that it's the importance of being the theater mom that helps out, because not only do you take your children and be with them, you also help us as theater production company. You're one of those theater moms that we can count on to be supportive of us and be there. Talk to us about the importance that you see as being with there and supportive of your children as much as you can, if they want to be involved in the creative arts.
Oh, goodness. Oh, that wasn't even a thought. I mean, you know, idle hands, you might as well put it towards all this fun that all you guys are having and everything. And it gives so much to the kids. Of course, I will try and support that in any way I possibly can. And if it's moving some props or something around, heck, that's easy. That's the easy part of support. Yeah, these kids get so much out of it that, what do you need? I'll do it.
What kind of challenges, if you've had any, of making sure that, you know, your children are able to participate in the things that they want to participate in, and especially now, you know, since we had this pandemic and things not quite stable in the theater world, as in what we can and cannot do right now in Ohio.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So before and after. Yeah. Well, before, the biggest obstacle, I guess, is of course, there's so much competition, and just the rejection gets at your mom's heart sometime. And it's just a part of it, you know. It's not a yes every single time. I mean, you get enough yeses, you have some great time, but yeah, the no's hit the moms right in the heart. But it teaches them something good. It really does. They've learned so much grit and everything from every single no, and they pick themselves up and keep going on. And that is a wonderful life lesson. I don't regret any no they've ever gotten. So
how do you support them? When I'm glad you brought that up, because especially at such young ages, sometimes it's hard for them to, to understand that you don't fit every role. You know that even though you're a good actor and you can dance and you know the songs, you may not fit the character, because another part of that is casting. And the casting job of it is to find a person that best fits the character's either look or or mannerism or something. It has absolutely nothing to do with the actor. It's a matter of casting. So it's very, like you said, so how do you as a parent support your girls with that?
Oh, first of all, we talked about it and said maybe they're not looking for a blonde, or maybe they're not looking for a girl even, or maybe the height was wrong. We got a rejection because of height once, and just we give them a chance to mourn. You get a certain amount of time, and then you pick yourself up and start thinking about the next audition and the next show and the next theater class or whatever. And that's how you get through just about every rejection in life, I think. And they're great at it, just brushing it off and going on to the positive parts of life.
I would say that the reason they're great at it, Erin, is because you're the type of parent that does just that makes sure that they understand. And then and you one of the key things is you say, I let them mourn for it. I let them grieve. They have, it's a loss. I mean, even if they didn't have it, it's a loss of the dream and the hope, of getting it. Of actually getting that position. So allowing them to grieve and mourn and comfort them, but also being the type of parent that is strong enough, because like you said, it hurts you too. I mean, it's like, oh my God, my poor baby, they're so unhappy. I can't fix this. It hurts you too, but you're a strong enough mother. You're strong enough that you're able to say, in spite of me hurting too so badly for you. Okay, we're going to mourn it, we're going to grieve it, and then we're going to pick up, because babies, this is a part of life. It will make them stronger in life.
Oh, it has. I think it has.
It'll make them stronger in life, and it will help them be able to, and not so much always see it as rejection, but see it as, this is just not right for me at this time, and move on.
Yep. Pick up and move on. Yeah.
How supportive are you as a group of mothers or fathers?
Oh my God,
matter, parents.
Yep. Oh yeah. First of all, shout out to the theater moms. Some of the best friendships I've ever made. I'm thinking of you all right now out there. I'll give a shout out to them. Yes, the support is completely necessary. First of all, we just have fun, and it's a great sorority, or and fathers too come into it. We have a great time. We even go out and watch other shows without the kids sometimes. But there's always been somebody's late picking something up, or they're picking somebody up, and we all support each other and take care of these kids no matter what circumstances. Or if meals are needed, these kids have got to be there for like 6 hours, and we'll get together and feed them and all that kind of stuff. That kind of support is amazing, it seems. I mean, boy, I hope. But yeah, I love them all. I miss them right now. I miss seeing them. We go and gab off in the corner, and you've been a part of that too.
Yes, I mean, because it's so important and that we support each other. And especially for me and others that I know that have had the pleasure of working with the youth and even adult actors, but especially our youth in the theater. We want them to understand that we didn't, you just weren't important to us because you were in our show. You're important to us because we want to see you grow. We want to see you. You know me. I try to. Oh, they in something. I try to get there to see them, just to support them, so that
Yes.
they know that somebody that has been and seen them from when they first were just little kids, little, are still out there in the audiences watching them as we're getting toward high school. So I think that's a important part of my job. As
Thank you for that.
as a theater company. That's why you see me, Gwen Edwards from State of the Art Productions. I mean, hey, we just adopted these kids. We work with youth. They become our acting children. We want to know where you are, what are you doing. We want to support you behind that. And we thank you, because we can't do it without parents like you, Erin. So I salute you too, and all of the theater, like you said, parents out there who help us by bringing your youth, supporting your youth, and coming to see your youth.
Oh, yes. Oh, most definitely. Yeah,
Right.
We go see each other's kids and stuff too. So it's, and I think the kids know it. They get that they can, when they look out in the audience and see like you and all the familiar faces, I like to think it's a big hug.
Talk to me, guys, about how important it is to have your mom support with you. Either one of you can just start off about it. Tell us about mom and dad, because I see him right there with you too, out there in the audience with you guys. How important is it to have their support?
Yeah, I think it's extremely important. I feel like I wouldn't be able to do what I do without the support they've given me. I mean, they're the ones paying for all my training. And also it's really nice just to know that there's someone in the audience who will be there to give you a hug afterwards. I know that sounds really cheesy, but
No.
yeah,
Well, wait a minute. Let me say this to you, Jillian. It's not cheesy at all. You would be very surprised, and maybe you're not, at sometimes when you're working in plays or different things with certain children whose parents aren't out there and don't show up. You know what I'm saying?
They're missing out.
I see it all. I've done it. I produced shows where parents and things didn't even come up for the kids after that I produced, and the parents weren't out there. So yeah, you keep being cheesy, because it's a blessing. It's a blessing to have that. So what about you, Claire?
I feel very lucky to have somebody in the audience, because I know they're not going to judge me even if I mess up, because they see it like 9 times, so they'd know if I mess up. And it's just great to have somebody there looking proud of you, and I love it.
it's one of the more interesting parts of theater, but it kind of adds sort of a thrill to it. Like, we can do even better than the previous night or the previous performance.
And I have to see everyone. I can't.
And stuff falls off that. It's great to know that somebody will be there and pick it up and be like, here. Yeah,
True.
It's good to have people that you know will help you if you mess up. And since if you mess up your lines and you have to paraphrase, somebody will also paraphrase their lines to go with it and also include what they're supposed to say. So.
Trust your cast. Yeah, trust your cast.
And what really shows your growth as an actor is that if you do mess up, the audience doesn't know you messed up. Like, because you
Yeah.
keep on going. And the only one that really knows that you messed up is, you know, the cast and the director and the mother that was there every night for 9 shows.
And we're very lucky that you don't judge if we mess up.
Oh no,
Yeah.
no, that happens all the time in live theater. You can't.
So
No
you can't do that. Yeah, because that's what makes it so thrilling. As Jillian said, it's live. It's stuff happening, and it's so great that I hear you, Claire, emphasizing the not judgment part, because you know there are children out there and adults who are stifled in their artistic abilities because of the fear of being judged and the fear of people telling them they're not good at it. And so they are fearful. And instead of doing what you said a few minutes ago, Jillian, or what's it, Claire, one of you said, what it just gives you the next day to do it better. And instead of having that mentality, which is what you just should have, because that's what I have. When I'm forming, if I miss up a line or I forgot a line, I'm like, oh, I'll make sure I remember that tomorrow. Well, I could not end this interview without doing one of the things I love to do on Let's Talk Theater. And that's, I like to have my guests give a word of encouragement to my audience members, because there is someone out there that is watching this that are young like you girls are, that are acting mom, and probably are trying to figure out, how can I do this? Should I do this? Why should I do this? So I want to start with you, Claire. What words of encouragement do you have for any young actor out there who doesn't really want to do it their whole life, but see it as something that they want to do right now?
I'd say go for it. And if you're scared of messing up, most of the audience members haven't read the script, and if they have, then they were probably in a show and they understand what it's like to mess up. And even if you're not going to pursue it, you can learn a lot from theater, like improv. It's great for when you're doing projects and stuff.
Great. Mom, what advice do you have for mothers or fathers, parents, guardians of children who want to be in the arts? What kind of, and you can pick whatever, because it's such a vast thing that you could say, but if you had to say one thing to these parents, what advice would you give them?
Okay. Well, actually, unfortunately, I have 2 things. Number 1, save your fuel points, because you'd be driving everywhere. So just, save those few points. They are magic. And then number 2, it's like ripping your heart out of your chest and just letting it walk out there to go audition for something. And you gotta let it, they've got to know the joy. They've got to know the heartbreak. They've got to know everything. And it'll just make them stronger for all the other stuff that life throws at them. So be strong and organized. Get a calendar, a really good calendar.
And save those few points.
Fuel points.
Those points, you save that, baby. Jillian, I would like for you to give advice, because you're a teenager now, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. What advice do you give to the teenage actors out there right now who are dealing with probably not having the opportunities that they would want because of the COVID and stuff? What kind of encouragement do you have for them to keep their hope up?
Right. Well, I know that there are still things going on, probably not the in-person things we would like to be doing right now, but there are things out there if you look, and it's still doing what you love, just in a different format, and we will be back out there on the stage singing in front of everyone again. But we've just got to be patient and help however we can.
Well, all three of you gave great words of encouragement to the audience members. And I want to wish each and every one of you, God's blessings. I will continue when able to be in the audience, watching you girls grow. And I will also, even when you, Claire, have moved out because you are studying them books now, because honey, that's a lot of schoolwork you're going to be doing towards your micro. Yes, I'm going to still be in that corner, rooting for you and sitting back in my real old age by the time you get there, sitting there like, oh, she got the Nobel Peace Prize.
Oh, love to
You got an Oscar.
Tony, she's gonna go for the Tony.
Tony.
Yeah.
And then she said, "Don't limit her." Now I just saw a vision.
That's right, silly me.
Remember, she's doing virtual stuff now, filming.
Yep, that's right. That's
Doesn't
right.
make me an expert, but maybe we'll get there.
Yeah, Jillian hurried up. She hurried up and said, "Hey, don't be limiting me."
My bad.
And I will see that Mom will be sitting out there in the audience while you both are receiving all of the acclimates that you're going to receive as Mom and Dad sitting there as proud parents. So just thank you so much, guys, for being with me on Julie Whitney Scott Presents on Let's Talk Theater. Here's a big old hug.
Oh, mwah.
Mwah.
Miss you,
Thank you
Julie.
so much. Yes.
I can't wait to see you girls and you, Mom, and get my real in-person theater hugs.
Oh, can't wait for that time. Cannot wait for that time.
Neither can I.
Bye.
Bye.